Okay. So what's your name?
My name is Samuel Graiche.
And where are you from?
From the Redwood Projects.
And what's your job here today?
Well, the job ostensibly is really just to do some crowd control and project manage the installations and making sure that not only is it a safe site but a happy site.
Cool. And from what you've seen of the emergency shelters here today, are you pretty impressed with them?
I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with some of the real practical ones. I'm impressed with some of the conceptual ones. I'm really proud to be involved in this and making a contribution to moving forward with sheltering, emergency sheltering in other devastated areas. And
obviously you're engaging with a lot of architects here today. From what you've seen so far, do you think architects have a prominent role to play in shelter after disaster?
I think they're definitely at the forefront. Look, let's face it, at the end of the day, anything that needs to be done needs to be planned. And not only is it planned, it needs to be designed on how to be planned. And an architect's perfect for that role. They're the ones that they set the rules and then we deliver.
And from what you've seen of the shelters so far, you were saying there's some practical ones and some conceptual ones. Some of them have engaged with using some digital tools to cut and prefabricate the materials. Do you think that's appropriate for a disaster shelter, or do you think the manual methods of fabrication are more appropriate?
I think probably what's the most appropriate for an emergency shelter is time of erection, so how quickly it takes, and also perhaps probably using some of the local material in that particular country, if you want to call it. In terms of stuff that's quite manufactured in the factory, I think it's a great idea to have something very much manufactured in it, so that when it turns up on site, there's nothing to be manufactured. That's probably the goal of an emergency shelter in terms of trying to reduce the amount of time on site. So yeah, the more manufacturing, in fact, the more complex in the factory, the better. So that way, at least it's easier on site.
Cool. Well, thanks very much for your time, Sam. We might check in with you later. Thank you.